Okay, what we're doing today is I'm putting new rubber on the rear and front, and I also may be putting new brake pads on. I just got to inspect them once I get everything sort of tore down. Okay, once you get the wheel out, of course you got to take the valve stem out of the tire. And of course, what I tend to do is I look at the valve stem, and if it's boogered up in any way, shape, or form, I just replace it. The other thing I do is I just use a little bottle of glass cleaner, just off-brand Windex. I spray around the rim. And the first thing you do is you drive your bead popper into the rim, and you just start going around like so. Just because there's a rubber boot down in here. So anyway, once you do that, you stick it in there and you just hit it, and see, that's all there is to it. It breaks loose. You can make this crap as difficult or as easy as you want to. So now on the other side, a lot of time, you spray the other side just like the Windex, and you just take it around, loosen it up, and really for the most part, the bead is broke. I also use these little pieces right here are no-mar rim protectors, and you just snap them in place just like that. And they keep you a lot of times from boogering up the rim when you're trying to take the tire off the rim. So you just stick your spoons in there and you get them started. Now when you first start this, you want to make sure that the spoons are close together, because the bead piece is real stiff. And of course I know that you see a little bit of greenish stuff on the edge of the tire. That's because in my tires I put slime. A lot of guys don't. That's their bike. This is mine, and this is the way I do it. And once you get the tire sort of started, I only really use the no-mars and the tire irons at the very start, kind of within about that range right there, because then after that you can just pull the tire like so. And then of course you stand it up and you just peel the tire from the rim. I mean, that's really all there is to it. Of course, you clean up the rim once you're done. Now this area right here on the boot that you're seeing, that's where previously I had a little cut in the boot, which was directly related to me spooning on tires before I started doing it the way that I should have been doing it all along. And I've done it on the other bikes. But you just take a little bit of blue RV silicone, put it on your thumb, press hard into the little cut, smear it, give it 10-15 minutes to start curing out, or you can hit it with a little bit of a heat gun, lightly, and basically cure out. And I mean, that patch right there has been running good for I don't know, 12,000 miles now. So I mean, it works, but you do as you see fit. Okay, when I put tires on, I use what's called the zip tie method. It works for me. They go on pretty quick. It's super easy to put these on. And these TKC 70s got a super stiff sidewall. So anyway, what you do with the zip tie method is you zip tie. Of course, I already cut these off. I got ahead of myself and forgot to shoot the video. But just use Windex around the tire, around the rim, lay it straight on top. For the most part, it almost drops right on, except for when you get to the last piece, you stand up on the tire and you walk it, and it will pop right onto the rim. Okay, and then before you get ready to try to seat the bead, spray some Windex around the rim like that. Then just take the tire, bounce it a little bit, and this will make it much easier to seat. And of course I left the valve stem out on purpose. Okay, once I got the valve stem in and I got it aired out, and I got about, I don't know, 65 pounds of pressure or so in this, I just bounced the tire, man, like you would a basketball. Now, one of the things I also do is I just take a little bit of grease and anything. I just happen to have a little dielectric grease handy, so I used it, and I just put a little bit on each of the little hub buffer splines right there, and then I have of course, the sprocket right there and stuff, and there it goes, and and it's on there like so. And then I is getting ready to put the wheel back on. Of course, I wiped off the rear wheel shaft and wiped clean the threads, and then I'm just taking a little bit of grease. Okay, done. Now let's see if it'll fucking stay there while I worm the tire on. The tire past the damn. And of course, there you go. And once again, sometimes this joker you can get it to go right on, and other times not. You know, there's various tricks to it. I'm going to be honest. I find that, shit, man, it just depends on how it goes. So anyway, you lift the tire up, and then you start sliding it in, like so. And then, of course, you maneuver. A lot of this is dicking with it. There we go. And of course, where'd my little rubber mallet go? My handy dandy rubber mallet. Yep, do I use a mallet? I do. Ta-da! Then of course, you know, you just tap that in. Let me wipe the threads back off, even though I already cleaned them. And I use a little thread lock on mine. Guys can use whatever they want. That's what I do. And I get it started. And of course, I'll get it torqued up in just a little while. But then put the chain on like so, rotate it around. And then a lot of times what I do is I pull back on it. And believe it or not, a lot of times, just pulling back gets me at almost the right tension. Just snapping the wheel back gets me I mean, really, it's pretty close. Okay, we're going to do the front tire also. Part of the process of taking that off is, of course, shit, I don't know. I guess you could do it without taking off the fender, but I take the fender off. I just put a little bit in my dill. A cordless screwdriver, which, another tool, money well spent. There you go, that's the front tire. And while I'm here, I'm looking at my seals. Any oil leaks running down. And, no. So anyway, these are the pinch bolts right here. And you drop them out of here. Stuff, and that allows, and of course, put them in your pan, or you will lose the bastard. Now the other side has, right here, pinch bolts also. So anyway, there's that right there, this nut comes out. It's just an aluminum piece of aluminum. So anyway, there's that right there. This nut comes out. It's just an aluminum piece of aluminum, so to speak. And then basically I'll lift the bike up the front end just a little bit. One of the good things about the front tire on the 1190, at least I've found, is a lot of times it doesn't take a lot of work to break the bead. And of course I put a towel under it because of the the disc. Hit it with the mallet. Yep, broke loose. So when you get the tire off and then you go to clean the rim and you inspect the boot, here's what I found right there. You see it right there. See how the edge of this boot is out of that seal? Well, you want to make sure that it gets pressed back up in there, because that's what's going to seal the rim on the tubeless tire. Oh crap, I forgot to show the process again because I got fixated trying to get this done. The storm's coming. But I wrap the zip ties around, then you just put one edge over and then you just work it on. And I just used my hands and my knees, and that's it, and it goes on real easy.